Hello all! Welcome to this special episode of my video diary series. So, I got hired to fill in as a drum tech for Merciful Fate for Rockfest Barcelona and Tuska Festival Helsinki. How did that happen? Well, they asked me. So how do you prepare for working on a big production like that? Well, first I checked the current live show to see what I was getting into. Next, I contacted the drum tech Sebastian, and through video calls, messages and dozens of pictures and videos, we started to go through the drum set and everything to do with the gig. I basically learned to build the drum set without the drum set. We covered everything from general things to the tiniest of details and my duties before, during and after the show. It was a huge amount of information and I ended up writing about 5 pages of notes. I traveled from Helsinki to Barcelona on June 30th, the evening before the first show. At this point I still believed I would not film anything, but instead just focus purely on the work, as I was really nervous, to be honest with you. While waiting for my flight, I suddenly changed my mind and decided that it would be okay to shoot a few videos just for myself if I had time. That didn't mean I was gonna document the gig, right? You see where this is going? As this was a very high profile gig and I had never met anybody from the band or crew before, I took a very polite stance with the filming, as the last thing I wanted to do when meeting new people was to shove a camera in their face. My flight arrived in Barcelona a bit late. Air traffic was a total mess at the time. There was a van waiting at the airport and I shared the ride to the hotel with the sound guy Arnold, monitor guy Peter and lighting tech Tilda, as their flights arrived around the same time. We agreed to just drop the bags in our rooms and go out to get something to eat. On a nearby restaurant terrace we met many other crew guys and band members as well. It was nice to get to know the people a little bit before getting to work. It was a fairly big international crew. Very nice people. We hung out there for a while, I had a burger and then walked back to the hotel, as it was gonna be a very early wake-up call. Especially as I changed my 9 AM backline crew ride to the festival for the 7 AM shuttle. It was going to be my first time building the set, so I felt I could use the extra 2 hours. In the morning I took the shuttle to the festival site with production, set, audio and light crew.
Why not? What happened to the stand?
It was a pretty big festival, 27,000 people or something like that. I checked out the premises while waiting for the trucks being unloaded. Very soon I got the drum cases and started to build the set following the instructions I had done earlier. I'm sure it wasn't the fastest setup I've done, but I wanted to get it right the first time. Everything in the set was pretty logical and very well marked, so no major problems appeared. After tuning the set, I was ready for the soundcheck with time to spare. We moved the riser to the stage. I did the soundcheck for the drums. No problems, everything worked great.
Vale, compañero. Muy yo girando.
Käytävä täynnä rummuja. Rummut peiteltiin.
After lunch, we had a production meeting about the show next day at Tuska Festival, as it was gonna be exactly what the festival name stands for. Pain. Totally crazy schedule, lots of rental equipment and many other production challenges. I was a bit worried about having to build the same exact drum set, but now with rental equipment, with no markers on the carpet, no markers on the hardware, nothing. And all that after having just built the drum set for the first time. So tomorrow was gonna be a difficult day, but little did we know. After the meeting, we returned to the hotel and had the whole afternoon free. I went for a walk and headed to a nearby beach. Somebody had messed up the shuttle schedule back to the festival, so we had to take a taxi. The traffic was a total nightmare, and I started to get nervous as we were already a bit late. We had to take our luggage with us from the hotel, but I'll get to that later. Most of the crew went for dinner, but I headed to the stage to measure some dimensions and distances of the drum set first. These were gonna be the numbers I'd be relying on when setting up the rental kit for Tuska Show tomorrow.
No niin, changeoveria odotellessa. Minä lähden syömään.
Soon it was time for the changeover. Alice Cooper was playing on the next stage while we set up. I placed my office with spare pedal, snare, tools and other stuff behind the drum set and curtain. Quick line check, everything's alright, didn't even have time to be nervous.
Linjatsekki tehty. Kohta lähdetään. Siis eek.
That's how I look after I just said hi to King. I met Bjarne, the drummer, maybe 10 minutes before the show. It was pretty much like, "Hi, my name is Toni. I'll be your drum tech tonight. When would you like to have your first glass of wine, sir? After Melissa? Thank you, that would be great. Alright, let's go." I spent most of my time during the show behind the curtain and drum set. But as I want to see the drummer and the drum set to be sure everything is alright, I occasionally visited the monitor world to get a better view.
Thank you so much, man. Thank you. Unbelievable. Spain, Barcelona. It's fucking amazing.
Sitten me ruvettiin pakkaamaan.
After the show, we packed everything. I took apart the cymbals, pedals, drumstick bag and 2 bass drum heads with band logos to go to the next show. The only way to get to Helsinki in time to do the show tomorrow was to take a shuttle right after the show to the airport, where there was a private jet waiting for us. I have no idea what was going on at Barcelona airport. I know the guards, escalators and fire extinguishers were involved. And off we went. How did I spend my first flight on a private jet? I had a Diet Coke and started sleeping. Rock and roll. I woke up as we were approaching Helsinki, and this is where the pain really began. Even though it was a private flight, the air company managed to lose some luggage and equipment, and what was already gonna be a difficult day took a turn to a lot worse. Soon I found out that the pedals didn't make it to Helsinki, and neither did the drumstick bag with Bjarne's drumming gloves. The shuttle from the airport to the festival wasn't a happy ride. When we got to the festival site, it was time for some damage control. As soon as the trucks were unloaded, I quickly checked the rental gear, no problems there, but still we were missing the pedals and drumsticks.
Yeah, that's mine.
With help from the local rental guys, we contacted some music stores. We found the gloves and drumsticks. Neither were exactly the right ones, but I chose the closest models they had, as it was Saturday and the stores were closing soon, and we had to get something. Local rental guys didn't have the required pedal in their storage, but we managed to locate the right model from a music store. We got some runners to pick up the items, as I had my hands full trying to replicate the drum set from yesterday with the new rental gear. It was obvious from the start that none of us was gonna go to the hotel that day, as we needed all the time we had to solve all the problems. I know the rental guys hate me for doing this, so if you're watching, close your eyes now. I'm sorry, it had to be done. The hi-hat rod was blocking some cymbals and I was in a hurry. The sticks, gloves and pedals finally arrived. Now I had replaced all the stuff we lost on the flight. The only problem with the pedal was that as Bjarne is a lefty, his pedal is a left-footed one, but the replacement was the standard model. I took upon a task I had never done before and converted a Tama iron copper double pedal from right-footed to left-footed. When I got the spare snare and spare pedal, it was time to change the bass drum heads and tune the whole set.
Aikamoisen säädön kautta. Meillä taitaa olla show tänään.
Soon after I had dinner, it was time for changeover. This time I demanded Bjarne to check out the drum set before the show, not least because I had to do the bass drum pedal settings from memory. And then it was showtime.
Thank you!
It's amazing how well everything went after so many problems. I guess a day like this goes to show what a super professional and dedicated crew it really is, and I feel honored to have been part of it, at least for a few days. After a short hang backstage, the rest of the crew finally got to go to the hotel and rest. I grabbed my luggage and walked home. And there you have it. My fill-in gig with Merciful Fate. Thank you band, King Diamond, management and the amazing crew. And thank you for watching. Until next time, bye bye.